Guys, a lot of people have been talking about Afrobeat. Wizkid came out to say, what I do is not Afrobeat. Una Papa started insulting a lot of fans out there. And a lot of people are taking it upon Wizkid until he came out to explain later to say that, choosing the Afrobeat for all African songs and the rest is bossing us into a corner. According to Wizkid, he said we should not stay in the box called Afrobeat. And we need to actually understand that a lot of people like Thames and others, Banky, and a lot of persons are doing, R&B. Some are doing, kind of a dance hall and the rest. When you go to Ghana, why would you categorize everybody as Afrobeat artists? That is what Wizkid is saying, that is too limited to an extent. And some persons are coming out with their opinions, like Burna Boy, Davido, and we got Ashake, and a lot of others are speaking about Afrobeat to an extent. Chasing Western validation has brought all of this upon us and our entertainment at a time like this. And we need to, carefully look at it, while understanding the opinions of a lot of persons at a time. Remember that Grammy Awards defined Afrobeat as a kind of genre of songs that came in from West Africa, being influenced by the American style of music. And some people are not really comfortable with that, saying that that is taking away Afrobeat from Africa. One thing I keep saying, Afrobeat is not about the sound, it's about the storytelling. That is one thing a lot of persons need to actually understand by the word Afrobeat. Right now, Burna Boy is coming out to say, you know what? Afrobeat is only one person, that is Fela. Every other person, they are not doing Afrobeat. That is the opinion of Burna Boy. I think the likes of Seun Kuti and Femi Kuti and a lot of others are doing Afrobeat. Let us distinguish Afrobeat from the Afrofusion, Afro rave you have in the industry. The likes of Rema says he's doing Afro rave. The likes of Burna Boy is doing Afrofusion, and a lot of others are even doing pure R&B like Thames also. So we need to understand the meaning of Afrobeat, and we should not be bossed into a corner. That is what the likes of Wizkid is ranting all about. And we need to understand his own opinion, and we need to understand how the Western world is categorizing sounds from Africa. Even though they are R&B, even though they are dancehall, even though they are jazz, they still categorize it as Afrobeat. And that is not really speaking well of us, because it's putting limitations on us.
When you say Afrobeat, I know what Afrobeat is. But Afrobeat is not what you're hearing today. That's not Afrobeat. Afrobeat is one person and one person only.
The greatest, yeah.
Yeah, and that's Fela and Nicolas Bokuti. Every other person does Afro pop and Afro whatever, but it's not Afrobeat.
But Davido has come out to clarify on that and saying that Afrobeat is not a music genre per se. Afrobeat is a word used to describe, African entertainers or African musicians. That is word from Davido, and he said this at a recent interview. I think we got to listen to him at a time like this.
What is the difference in your words between Afrobeats and R&B?
Good question, because I have songs that sound R&B. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of Nigerian artists back home that do basically straight R&B. We have Johnny Drill, Chike, back then Banky W. You know what I'm saying? So we have African R&B. Afrobeats, I feel like a term used to describe us African musicians. I don't think it's the type of music we make, the style of music. Because if you think of a rapper in Nigeria like Odumodu Black, he's doing straight drill hip hop. But because he's African, and we'll call him an Afrobeat artist. Afrobeats is really the original sound which originates from Fela Kuti back in the day. So I think years ago in the UK,
Guys, what do you have to say about this guy? I want you to put that in the comment section, because a lot of people are really talking about this and talking about Afrobeat and talking about the impact Afrobeat is making in the world. And that is something. And also we should understand that we have some kind of branch out from Afrobeat, and we still need to categorize those branch out to an extent. We have the Amapiano. You should not call it Afrobeat. We got the Fuji. We got, Afrofusion, where you have to incorporate, what a lot of people are really doing now is not Afrobeat. That is something I kind of understand, because when you check the sounds you're seeing right now from the likes of Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, You Boy, Fireboy, and a lot of others, Rema, you will understand that they are doing Afrofusion. They are bringing different sounds and blending them together, and that is a unique form of sounds. How do you classify that? According to Ice Prince, he said that is Afrobeats with X. A lot of people are finding names or nomenclature for this, and we have allowed the Westerners to boss us to corner, especially when they want to categorize sounds from Africa. Ashake is also coming out to say, you know what? Afrobeat has changed a lot about him and the spirituality of Afrobeat. This guy is saying Afrobeat from the spiritual angle, and now we need to understand it from that point of view. I keep saying that when you talk about Afrobeat, you're talking about, the kind of source, the stories from Africa. That is one thing you're talking about, being presented in a different and dynamic form. Right now, a lot of artists have made it so dynamic that we are really getting confused on the name to call it right now. Let's listen to Ashake on this.
I think what I like in it is the spirituality.
So you sing in both English,
Yeah.
and Yoruba, and a lot of the songs.
There are a lot of people that understand it, and to me, the way I understand music is a feeling.
What are your own takes about this? I want you to put that in the comment section, because a lot of people are making big stories out of this. I need you to actually put what you feel about this in the comment section so that we can talk about it proper. Look at what somebody said. He said Kiss Daniel would have been bigger than Burna Boy globally if he was signed to an international record label. Do you agree with that? That is something I'm really asking at a time like this, because Kiss Daniel is one artist in Nigeria that we so much underrate. This guy got a lot of hits back to back. I think his album Maverick is one of the biggest album of Afrobeat in Nigeria at a time in 2023. That is something I can really see, but a lot of people will have otherwise around this, and some persons are saying this guy is so underrated that we believe that it's not good enough, like the likes of Burna Boy, Wizkid, and others kind of persons. Burna Boy lost all 5 nominations at the 55th NAACP Awards. That is what a lot of persons are really talking about right now. This is actually shocking to Burna Boy fans, and they expected Burna Boy to win at least a category. But next time is another time, so we should watch out for Burna Boy next time. Coming in from Davido at a recent interview, he said, you know what? Angelique Kidjo has opened up a global door for African artists. Do you quite agree with Davido? I want you to put that in the comment section, because a lot of persons are really responding to that big story right now, and we have to talk about it and get to understand the big story around it. What are your own takes about my story so far? I want you to put that in the comment section so that we can talk about it further. If you are new here, you can click the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon to always get notifications each time we upload our videos. I love you guys. Keep supporting Afrobeat Blog across social media platforms.